All right, we're deep into Mardi Gras season, and we thought we'd be back in the kitchen to tackle an amazing recipe perfect for this time of year.
Sauce Piquant.
That's right. Stay tuned as we get into Sauce Piquant. So as we continue our series on authentic South Louisiana dishes, today we tackle one of our new favorites,
Sauce Piquant.
Sauce Piquant.
Very excited for this.
That's right.
Great.
You can see we have all of the ingredients laid out in front of us.
We are going to be making a chicken sauce piquant.
Yes, we will have the recipe below. We will be using none other than the godfather of Cajun cooking, Chef John Folse's recipe. We can't go wrong. Well, we may go wrong with the recipe, but it's not Chef John's fault no matter what happens. So follow along with us as we move forward with this recipe, and stay tuned for the taste test at the end. All right, so the first thing we have to deal with is our protein. In this case, chicken. We're gonna do a chicken sauce piquant. I'll be honest, it's because alligator was too expensive.
Yeah.
This dish really is much like the Cajun staples. It's meant to stretch and do really well for big groups. So we have a mix of chicken thighs and chicken tenders. Why chicken tenders? They were on sale.
That's how we do it here.
And we're also doing a double batch compared to the recipe that you'll see in the comments below. The reason being is a little easy. We'll be taking Sauce Piquant for lunch this week at school to be the one to make everyone jealous. So
I have Sauce Piquant.
So Mr. Blade is going to do most of this cooking, and you're going to start by taking a big pinch of salt and kind of salt all of the chicken for us. Sauce Piquant is a Cajun dish and tomato-based, and is considered to be a Cajun version of a Creole. Think of shrimp Creole versus shrimp sauce piquant. That kind of gives you the difference there. Make sense to you? So, Little Easy fell in love with this dish last year when we went to the Rougarou Fest. We'll throw a little thing at the top of the screen. Yeah, that's right, so you can see that. We had alligator sauce piquant, and it was amazing, and we've made it several times off camera, and thought it'd be nice to do it on camera with you. Yeah. So, sauce piquant is a style of cooking and is regularly used with game, such as rabbit, duck, alligator, which we had, venison, and more familiar items such as chicken, different seafoods. Just about anything you can dream of has been used to whip up a sauce piquant. Although I don't think any Cajun in his right sense would make a tofu sauce piquant. Never seen that before.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be a little crazy.
Yeah, so it's an oddity because of the tomatoes, which are a rare ingredient in Cajun cooking, usually being identified with Creole staples. So take that into consideration when you look at this dish. As the name suggests, the dish is a little spicy by nature, but you can control that yourself. The word piquant means to prick or sting in French. Like a thorn, it explains its bite as a zesty, flavorful thing. It's traditionally served over a bed of hot Louisiana rice, and hopefully we'll have some of that by the time we get to the taste test. We're searing off the chicken. We want to get us some browning going here. Now, one thing we're not too worried about is cooking it all the way through. You were attacked?
I got attacked. It hit me right in the neck. So
always be careful around cooking oils.
They tend to attack you. Very
So our goal here is to get some color, to brown up the chicken some, to add to it. So we'll flip that over a little.
I don't want to go closer again.
We're going to get all this chicken cooked up, and then we'll come back for the next part of this recipe. All right, so we've finished browning our chicken.
And now it's roux time.
Yep, we moved the chicken off to the side to give it a few minutes to cool. We'll cut it up before it makes its way back. Now we've got our equal parts flour that we're going to slowly add into here. It's going to come along quick, so we're going to have to keep it moving. I've turned down from a medium-high to a medium. Roux are temperamental beasts. You've got to be very careful with them.
Screw it up.
Yeah, if
They are very delicate.
you have not burnt a roux, you haven't made a roux.
The end.
Pretty much. Keep it moving, keep it moving.
You're moving so it does not burn. It's looking very foamy.
And the foamy will burn off in a second, so. But you see how it's already starting to change a little color
Starting to get a little
in there.
tannish. We could keep going eventually till it looks like a brick.
Right, and we're not going to go
We're not going that far.
that far with it. You know, roux does add a good bit of flavor, for sure, but when you put that much tomato in it, as you're going to see us do, in my opinion, it doesn't, it kind of overcovers all the work you do on the roux. So we're going to get us a nice, you know, medium level roux, a nice brown roux, and then we'll move on from there. Gotta keep it moving, keep it moving.
Kind of looks like a sponge with little holes from the pop-in bubbles.
Yeah, that's any water that might have been left from when the chicken was in there bubbling off. So. This is better known as Cajun napalm. So.
Cajun napalm.
Yeah, because if this would splash and spill on you, it would rip all the flesh from your body. It would be no fun.
Cajun cooking is dangerous.
It can be. All right, we're gonna work on this roux for a few minutes and we'll be right back.
Now.
Okay, we've worked our roux and it's kind of khaki, a little darker than khaki in color. I think that's enough for what we're doing now. A little easy, working real well.
Do not leave these unattended.
Next thing we're gonna do is add our Trinity. Now, as we said before, this is fairly volatile. You need to be very careful. We're gonna add this in, and it's only gonna take a few minutes to wilt all this peppers, onions, and celery. Now, while he does that, I'm gonna be working on the second half over here.
What's the second half?
Well, normally we can do this all in one pot, but I'm going to be bringing up another pot. We'll combine it all. And that's going to be our tomatoes, okay? So, in our case, we have, I'll step off and come right back to you here. We've got crushed tomatoes, all right? We're going to be using crushed tomatoes. Well, why don't I just put it in?
It has got quite a bit tanner
There you go.
in the intervening second.
We've got Rotel tomatoes, so it's diced tomatoes with green chilies. And this is 2 quarts of chicken stock. And I've just got that over a little heat right now so that everything's ready. So how you doing with that, Mr. Blade?
It is getting pretty thick.
Pretty thick?
It is getting what's more viscous.
Our next addition to that is going to be tomato paste. So we want to stir and incorporate the tomato paste, kind of.
It's more viscous than I was expecting it to be at this point. It's like a giant sticky mass of Trinity tomato paste and roux.
All, catch over here with the camera. This is very liquidy, and this is what it's going to go into. So it's really going to change that viscosity as it comes all together.
At this point, it's like trying to stir pastry. It's trying to stir.
All right, are you ready to play a little shuffle magic?
All right, shuffle magic, go. Shuffle achieved.
Without lighting a fire. So, let me get the spoon. And we're gonna start bringing this in. a little at a time. You can already see how thick this is becoming as we break down this, and we're bringing a little more heat to it, so it'll break it all apart and thicken it up. While we're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and add our garlic.
The Pope.
A couple of tablespoons of garlic there. We're gonna add a couple of things. Chef John Folse calls for a couple of tablespoons of sugar. That's what this is, just table sugar. Designed to kind of get the acid level down a little with the tomatoes. This is oregano.
Good old oregano.
All right. This is a piquant, so we're gonna add two things that have a little bite. Number one is gonna be a Worcestershire sauce.
I don't think no matter what you said, I think you would have been wrong in pronouncing that.
The wadi sauce.
I'm pretty sure that's just about as
And instead of
the last thing.
instead of cayenne directly, we're gonna do some Crystal's hot sauce.
That's good substitute.
All right, give us a minute to stir this all in. We'll be back to add the chicken. All right, we've got everything mixed,
Nice and
cooked down, and if I can stop Lil Easy from eating on it, we might eventually have a dish here. Now's the time part. Like any good Cajun dish, you get all your ingredients and you're gonna let it do its thing. So we're gonna go ahead and add the chicken that's been diced up. Nice and easy, get the chicken in here.
splash Cajun napalm on us.
Have to do this in a couple of parts, I think. But you're gonna bring it up to a simmer and let it go for about 45 minutes.
Yep.
And by that time, you'll be able to come back. We'll have some rice made and you can see what we think of it. What do you think?
It's gonna be amazing.
Let's get to it. See you in a few. All right, so 45 minutes or so has passed.
And this is the result.
Yes, this amazing looking plate here.
No, it's pretty good.
I do suggest you gotta stir it often, taste it for seasoning. As you notice, we didn't put any cayenne. I put the hot sauce in and all that because depending on who's eating it in the household, we wanna make sure that it's to their taste, so everybody has an opportunity to set their taste to it, as well as limiting, you know, we obviously season with salt and pepper as we go along, but then tasting it later to make sure it has the right seasoning. You can always add, but you can't
remove.
So always take your time when you're doing that. Now, I know I am driving Lil Easy crazy.
Let me eat it.
Let's have a taste and see what we think here on this beautiful bed of white rice.
It's amazing.
Very good. We did pretty good.
Oh.
It's got that smooth, silken taste that roux has given it.
It's got Trinity. It's got
That little bit of sugar has leveled out the tomatoes, so you don't have any, astringency from it and all that. This has a little bit of bite, but something you could easily bump up. I think I really like the chicken cut into small pieces. Normally it would be done in bigger pieces. This is pretty good because you can. It's so awesome the way it's evenly divided.
This fits in a lunch-size container.
And it fits in a lunch-size container. Well, I hope y'all like our little bit of knowledge and our whole lot of silly cooking things.
Yep.
And what food would you like to see us do next? We love talking about the history and then
Cuisine is fun.
giving it a shot. Look, 6 months ago, I had never made this before.
And the mother of all sample sizes definitely changed that.
Change that for sure. We would love you to go visit us on our website at bigeasylife.org. Subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and as always, thanks for being part of our Big Easy Life.
You did amazing.